In the year 2023, out of the top 5 busiest Amtrak stations in the entire southeastern United States, 3 of them were in the state of Virginia. But why? Why is Virginia seeing such an Amtrak service boom?
Amtrak has a better way. See the
Legend type beat, I'm singing. John Legend type beat, I'm singing. John Legend type beat, I'm singing. This that heavy type beat, I'm slinging. Please never mind me, I'm tweaking. Just got back from a really good weekend, and I'm so gone from all that negative thinking. Too sick, move quick, stop blinking. Who's this, who's that, don't matter, we drinking.
Amtrak service in Virginia began in 1971 after Amtrak took over all intercity rail service. Virginia's only services at this time were long-distance trains running through the state. The first major attempt to bring real passenger service to Virginia was the Colonial. The Colonial was inaugurated in 1976 and ran from Boston to Newport News. Some trips went under the name Tidewater and Senator in the late 1970s. The Virginian was also added in 1984, which ran between New York and Richmond. These services saw good success, soldiering on into the 1990s. However, true partnership between the state of Virginia and Amtrak to improve services wouldn't happen until 2009. In 2009, Amtrak Virginia was started as a plan to improve rail service in Virginia, making Virginia the 15th state to provide state funding on top of federal funding. One daily Northeast Regional train was extended to Lynchburg through Manassas and Charlottesville, starting October 1st, 2009. The main goal was to supplement the Crescent. By the first month, the projected ridership was double than expected. On July 20th of 2010, Amtrak inaugurated an additional Northeast Regional service from Washington to Richmond, making 8 daily round trips with hourly morning service northbound from Richmond. Furthermore, another extension to Norfolk was planned by Norfolk Southern Trackage. This service started December 12th of 2012, extending the Richmond DC corridor to Norfolk. Furthermore, in August of 2013, Amtrak announced their plans to bring passenger rail service to Roanoke. Despite several delays, Amtrak service to Roanoke began on October 31st of 2017. Also in 2017, the Department of Rail and Public Transportation, or DPRT for short, began a bus service dubbed the Virginia Breeze to connect places in Virginia not yet served by rail service with Washington and other Amtrak stations in the state. Operated under contract by Megabus, Virginia Breeze sees 4 daily services terminating at Union Station in Washington. These 4 routes are the Piedmont Express to Danville, the Valley Flyer to Blacksburg, the Capital Connector to Martinsville via Richmond, and the Highlands Rhythm to Bristol. These services stop in important Virginia locations like Dulles Airport along the route to better connect the state. They include free Wi-Fi and fares ranging from $15 to $60. In December of 2019, Virginia Governor Northam began a $3.7 billion project to increase Amtrak service within Virginia. This included expanded frequencies between Washington and Richmond and a buyout valued at $525 million of 223 miles of CSX trackage, including 386 miles of right-of-way. In September of 2021, a round trip from Staples Mill Station in Richmond was expanded to the much nicer Main Street Station instead, as a first extension for the program. 2 more round trips were added in July in 2022, one to Roanoke and one to Norfolk. Because of this, ridership for Virginia service was 20% more than just the previous month alone, showing the impact frequency can have. And this was one of the big reasons why service in Virginia has really boomed. It's just because Amtrak and the state have been dedicated to frequency, showing how important frequency is to a good, reliable transit network. But anyway, now to the drawing board, as there's currently an expansion to Christiansburg proposed with the intention to serve Virginia Tech. Further expansion to Bristol, where the Highlands Rhythm bus currently runs, has also been proposed. The Virginia Rail Passenger Authority reached an agreement with Norfolk Southern, where the state would purchase trackage to the New River Valley on the former Virginian Railway route. The station was to be built in Merrimack, close to Christiansburg. As of June 2022, a new plan was put in place to instead use Norfolk Southern's N line to reach Cambria, which is closer to Christiansburg. Another proposed station, Bedford, was closed in 1979 and wasn't revived with the Roanoke extension. However, according to the DRPT, the station could draw in around 10,000 riders a year, at just a cost of $10.9 million. While Amtrak has many plans to build new stations, another plan to increase Amtrak service in the state involves an already existing station at Crystal City, served by Virginia Railway Express. This plan, finalized in May of 2022, was to build an Amtrak platform at Crystal City as a part of the station's reconstructions, which could be finished by 2026.
Ride the Amtrak to Roanoke from Norfolk or Newport News, you'd have to ride all the way up north to Washington, D.C., then come all the way back down. So what's normally a 4.5-hour drive would be a 16-hour train ride. Not realistic. This new route, under consideration, would open up Western travel using a connector to Charlottesville. They're calling it the Commonwealth Corridor.
That's right, Cross-Virginia Rail Service, dubbed the Commonwealth Corridor by stakeholders, plans to use existing rail routes within Virginia to serve the state. Part of this plan involves using Alexandria as a northern transfer station rather than using Washington, further increasing service within Virginia's borders, along with a connector to avoid going to Washington altogether for east-west travel like Roanoke to Newport News. Estimates place the program at $416 million to get started, but it would generate nearly 117,000 yearly riders by 2040. In addition, in 2023, the Commonwealth Corridor program was officially added to the FRA Corridor ID program.